Awesome. Thank you for tuning in.
Hey, what's up, Hollow News family? Welcome to another episode of the Can We Talk podcast, our show where we talk to dope people in the community doing dope things. And today is no different. I'm really excited about our show today. We are live in the studio, and we are talking all things 2024 Miami Book Fair. And not that many 24s in there, but let's do that again. The 2024 Miami Book Fair. It is a celebration of literature, local authors, people from the diaspora, and everything in between. And we have the amazing executive director of the Miami Book Fair here to break it all down for you. So without further ado, I would like to welcome her back to the show. She's come back in the past and she's here again to break it all down for you. Welcome to the show, Lissette Mendez. Hey, Lissette.
Hi, Janae. Thank you so much for having me on again. It's a pleasure to see you.
Of course. And I'm so excited that you're allowing Hollow News to be a media partner this year. We are
Sure.
already in a mix of interviewing authors. I just interviewed Deborah Paredes. She has American Diva, and I know she's going to be doing a artist meet and greet. And we have some more authors on deck that we'll be introducing to the Hollow News audience. So thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of this amazing celebration of literature.
No, thank you. I mean, it's thanks to folks like you that we can get the message out of all the great things that are going on here at the book fair later on this year. So we appreciate it.
I appreciate it too. And you know what? Let's jump right in. The book fair has been going on for decades, and it's just such a staple here in the Miami community and just South Florida as a whole. Can you let us know what are some things you guys are doing different that people need to be aware of and, be on the lookout for?
Well, so we do bring 500 authors every year from all over the country, all over the world. I think you mentioned some from the diaspora. So yes, we do have a lot of authors, for example, from the Caribbean, Haiti, folks that are coming from Spain and Latin America for those programs in Spanish. And then, writer after writer, whether it's for kids or for, grown-ups, there's a little bit of something, some kind of theme, a kind of style of book. There's something for everyone, right? From romance to hardcore politics. But I also love the fact that I treat this event as a celebration, right? To me, this is the one event that where we can come and celebrate books and the writing and the stories that kind of unite us all as one human family. I think regardless of where you're from or what you do for a living or what your educational level is or what your interests are, you pick up a book, there's a story, you can find something in that character because those people are human just like you are. And so for me, that's a really important part of why we do what we do and why I recommend books all the time. But the celebration part is the part that I love the most. And one of our new tradition that we started last year is our opening day block party. I grew up going to great block parties. Everybody just got together. Everybody came out of their buildings and the streets would close up and there was like somebody would be playing music and the kids would be dancing and the old folks would be dancing. And so I really love that kind of atmosphere. There's no velvet rope or anything like that. So since last year, which was our 40th anniversary, we decided that we needed a little bit of that kind of celebration, not just a quiet celebration of reading by yourself, but also the bringing together of all the people to really kind of meet each other and be in the same space and get to know each other. So our opening day block party is going to be really, really fun. We have 3 DJs that are coming from New York for the party, and that day we also have 4 different kinds of authors with very different kinds of books. One of the books that will be presenting that day on opening day was actually just published by the New Times, our very own New Times newspaper, and it really gives another look at the cocaine cowboy era. And so that's going to be a kind of throwback to a different kind of Miami, a Miami that maybe it's a good thing it doesn't exist anymore, but it's still good history. We
Mhm.
have we have the journalist Don Lemon. He's going to be
Mhm.
talking about his life with his new book, and that's gonna, he's such a lovely man. So we're excited about him, and a very literary fiction writer at the end of the night also, and that's just on day one. So you could have everything you wanted about book fair in one day, and that's just opening day. But we go the rest of the week. Every night we have a different author. That's Monday through Friday, and before every author, we always do a little bit of a social event with live music, DJs. So everybody comes down to downtown Miami, and there's a little bit extra for you to enjoy, on your way to the reading or the author conversation. And then we have all Saturday and Sunday that weekend with activities for kids, 13 rooms going all day with different conversations,
Mm.
live music stage, just anything you can think of. I bet.
Wow, that's a lot of content, and the book fair goes on for like a week because it's the 17th through the 24th. So it's a long celebration of books and all things reading.
Yeah, yeah. We love it. I think people in Miami really look forward to it. Whether you're a big reader or not, it's a really great time to be out. Bring your kids, bring your family, bring your, special someone, hang out. It's beautiful outside, usually that time of year in November. So you finally, after this long, rainy, hot summer, we're like
Mm.
really looking forward for the weather to break. So between the music and the books for sale and and the children's area, being outside is going to be really, really fun. We're partnering with FIFA this year to create an area that's like a soccer experience for kids. So
Oh, wow.
that's new.
That's
Yeah, it's gonna
amazing.
be fun because with the World Cup taking place here in South Florida soon. There's a lot of the new soccer team that's been playing in the soccer stadium.
Mhm.
I think Miamians are really coming out for soccer these days. So that's just a few of the things that we've got going on.
And you know what makes the Miami Book Fair so amazing is the celebration of local authors and people from our community. Can you let us know why it's important for the Miami Book Fair to not only, spotlight these amazing national authors, but also to give a platform for local writers as well?
Yeah, I mean, this is we think of the creative community and the creative writing community in Miami as kind of a big family. We all know each other, and it's very important that we support our own writers that have come through. Actually, some of them that are here this year, for example, Asha Elias, who has a new book, her first
Mm.
book, she took creative writing classes with us with Miami Book Fair programs that we do at
Wow.
other times of the year. And now she's got a 3-book deal with HarperCollins, I think it is. And so this is her first book
Okay.
of 3 books. And so we're super proud of having someone that is, our neighbor, really, that
Yes.
really stuck to her guns and did all the work that's required. It's a lot of work. Anyone in your audience has tried to write even a paragraph will tell you, you know
Mhm.
sometimes sometimes it's like you just have to sit there and sit there and sit there, but she did it. And there's quite a number of authors this year also, from the local community who have broken out and published books. I'm actually looking at one here on my shelf by Andrew Barriga, who's
Mm.
also here from Miami. So there's a number of authors this year that have that are going to be part of our program. Yeah, and other authors that are not in Miami but are close. Great book from a woman in Tampa. Again, a brand new book.
Mm.
Annabelle Tomatich. She wrote a book titled "The Mango Tree," and
Mm.
it's a memoir versus Asha Elias's. It's called "Pink Glass Houses." And that's a kind of it's fiction, and it's a little bit fun and funny and pokes fun at kind of like the PTA moms, But the mango tree is a very personal story about Annabelle and her mom and her family growing up in Florida. Her mom was from the Philippines and has a real attachment to her homeland, and so this is a kind of story about how it feels to be from someplace else, growing up in Florida, and what sometimes that how that can be painful at times, but also a cause for happiness at other times. So there's so many good books. I'm in my office and I'm looking at there's all the bookshelves with all the books that are coming out this year. And I don't know, this is like my favorite place because I'm surrounded by books.
Yeah.
I've run out of room in my house, I have to tell you.
No, I totally love that. And I know, for people who are into books and reading, like the Miami Book Fair is like their home away from home. And I think too, just to switch gears a little bit, I want to talk about like what's there for students, and not to get too political, but we know that there has been attack on books and authors in our state of Florida, and just having different opportunities and outlets for kids to read and have a variety and diverse group of authors to choose from, is really important these days. Do you guys have any specific activations for students of all ages that parents should be aware of?
Oh yeah, that's probably one of our biggest programs. We bring authors from all over the country, some also from here, from Miami, with books for children from kindergarten. Actually, we even have a whole section, the Children's Alley section, which some of your fans might be familiar with. It's a really big plaza in the middle of the campus of Miami-Dade College in downtown, and there's all kinds of venues within that, pop-up venues, like big tents where there's a lot of activities, learning activities, whether it's art or sciences, storytelling, and the authors reading to the kids. So we have books for kindergartners, picture books, and we have books for middle schoolers. We have 2 whole days on Saturday and Sunday for families with kids in any of those ages. The kids all come in for free. So we have, runs the gamut. Probably have about 7 panels every day, Saturday and Sunday, each day, with 3 or more writers on each panel, for kids, for teenagers. And then on the stage in Children's Alley is the picture book authors, with storytellers. So yeah, there's a lot. I mean, we are a community event. We're very committed to making sure that children and families in our community have access to as many books as possible. This is a program that we do called Books for Free. It doesn't happen during book fair. It happens all year round. And one of the things we do with the Books for Free program is that we deliver about 5,000 books a week to bookshelves in locations all throughout Miami-Dade County, from Homestead to, North Miami, Miami Gardens. We're everywhere, and those bookshelves are everywhere where we leave the books, and families who come to that location, whether it's a doctor's office or a community service agency, they can take those books home and keep it and build their own home libraries. So we're very committed, and it's very important to us, to me particularly, because I grew up always wanting to read more, and not necessarily, in my family, my mom and I, she didn't always have money to go to the bookstores and come back with a haul, so we went to the library, she would drop me off. That's where I would come back with that haul. And then I always had to give the books back. And that was kind of like, oh, I have to give the books back. So I've always made it a big point to make sure that we have as many books and authors as our schedule can fit for children, regardless of the age, regardless of the interest. Happy to provide that list. We're almost, our website is almost ready. I think we'll be up and running in the next couple of weeks with the new schedule. But we'll also have the Fairgoers Guide that we'll distribute all over South Florida. And we do send a lot of communications through the school system. On Friday, we have about 8,000 children that come on field trip.
Oh, wow.
from all kinds of schools all over Dade County Public, Dade County Public. Some come from Broward, private schools, homeschoolers, 8,000 all day. Just one after the other. The buses drop them off. They go speak to the writers. They get those books for free. So for us, it's really, let's get the kids reading when they're young, very, from birth, I'd say, and then let's keep everybody reading into old age. I mean, there's so much you can learn. You can take your education really into your own hands, and go that extra step, go that much further in your life. Counting with books you can.
No, I totally agree. And I love that you guys are very intentional about including, the local schools and students in the book fair, because it's a really great experience. And I think getting the students started early is really a good habit to have. Lissette, I would like to know, if someone has never been to the Miami Book Fair, what would you tell them to expect and why they should come?
Oh, they should come because it's such a great place to be part of the community, right? I go to a lot of places and activities, and I'm always going everywhere. But I think at Miami Book Fair is where you really get members from every single piece of Miami, every single piece of South Florida. First of all, we're almost free. So we've always tried to maintain the lowest possible barrier to participation, because even if you have a lot of money, we want you to come. Even if you don't have a lot of money, we want you to come. We really just want people to come and connect with these books and the stories that are in them. Again, I always go back to saying, the more you read, the more you realize that we're so much more alike than we are different.
Mhm.
That it really, I think, if we were all reading all the time, I think we'd have a lot less problems in the world. Is what I think. But I think it's a great place to see and be and feel a part of this community in a way that allows for all of the different interests that you might have, for you to experience some of that, right? Like if you love music and like I do, and dancing like I do, then we'll have that part. If you just want to have like yummy food from, try 30, 40 different food vendors. We partner with Smorgasburg, which is a kind of, concept of food, open air, it takes place in Wynwood and it's outdoors, and there's like different restaurants that set up, whether it's food trucks or stands with every kind of food you can imagine. So we have that. So you just want to get out of the house, listen to some music in the background, and go eat like 6, 7, 8 different kinds of foods and an ice cream at the end. This is the place to be. If you just want an area where you could sit and read a book that you just bought or listen to music, we have a whole, what we call the reading garden, which is something that we've started this year, for those people who don't want to be near the loud stage or want to get away from the rowdy kids and just want to relax.
I like that idea.
We have the reading garden. And we also have a lot of vendors besides the book vendors. We have a lot of crafts and artists that set up as part of our street fair. So if you're like into cool jewelry or hand painted scarves or whatever it is, plants, you can come to Miami Book Fair too. And then of course, every kind of book you can imagine. There's romance is it's a big genre. A lot of people are really reading. It's a lot of new romance writers. People are really into romance books. So we have 5, 6 panels with different romance writers. If politics is your thing, then we have that. Tech. We have a whole, we have 2 days of back-to-back conversations between writers, all writing on different kinds of technologies, AI, getting really into the weeds, not just, this is what we can do with ChatGPT, but like what's coming, what could be the future in which we are interacting with robots all the time in order to to get our work done or to get things done, and the environment, which I know in South Florida is also something that a lot of folks are very interested in, seeing as we're on a coast, and climate change something that we might be already feeling, according to some experts. So, you know, I if you want to escape and read like a true crime novel and followed by a romance, we're here for you. If you want to read about, like immigration and how that affects people, whether it's in fiction or nonfiction, we're here for you. So we're here for everybody, and we just want everyone to know that.
Wow, that is a lot of stuff to do, and it just shows, like you said, it's something there for everybody, and it's very much has its Miami flavor because you have the music, the food, and everything mixed into it with the backdrop of books and the skyline and the backdrop of downtown Miami. So this is a really good time, and so if you've never been to the Miami Book Fair, Lissette just definitely broke it down why you should go, and also too, a lot of millennials are single and they're looking for someone. I think that's a really great place to find someone. I've been talking to Jessica, what we met in Miami. We're trying to figure out what a collaboration would look like at the Miami Book Fair, where we do some type of high-low news. We met in Miami collaboration, and we were talking like the book fair is a really good place to meet somebody if you're looking for somebody. So I'm just saying, or it's a really good first date or girls night out, or boys night out. Like, I think it's a lot of things that you could do where people aren't thinking, and in that way, like, oh, it's just not there to go read books or meet authors. It's
Oh yeah.
actually a vibe, and you guys have really built out the programming so that it's something that's really entertaining for the whole family.
Yeah, talk about dating. So we have this, party dance events, the
Yeah.
opening day. And then every night of the week, we do a kind of happy hour hangout, social gathering called Lost Chapter. Um, and even if people are not coming to the event that night, they can come to that. And again, Smorgasburg, which is our partner, has a full bar and different vendors, food vendors up there. I mean, if you don't drink, obviously they also have non-alcoholic beverages, and it's really quite a lot of fun. And I've always thought, so one of my close friends met her now husband at the book fair.
What?
There's more than one love story that's happened at the book fair,
See, I was on to
So
something. I know it.
right? And so yeah, I think, I think it really, I met my best friend, one of my closest best friends. I met her standing in line at the book fair way
Mm.
before I ever came to work here. In my very, very, very early 20s, we were both standing in line waiting to see the poet and novelist Sandra Cisneros. And it was
Mm.
such a long line, and it was taking so long for everyone to get in, that we just started chatting. And that was, I don't even know how many years ago. And we've stayed best friends ever since. She lives in New York and
Wow.
I live here. We still see each other all the time. We talk to each other every day almost. So, that's not necessarily a romance, but it's
Right,
a
just so
lifelong,
many different
you
connections.
know.
Yeah.
And I do think, like, if I was, single and younger, and I was looking for someone who shared my interests, who maybe was a little more serious, or that, I think people who read are really smart regardless of what they do. So, meet up with someone smart. I would definitely come to book fair and be like, you want to be, what's your favorite book? No.
No, definitely. And I love that you said there's different connections that you could make. Like, you had a friendship meet cute at the Miami Book Fair. So if you're just looking for like-minded people to have a good time, if you're, looking for another way to explore and learn about like a Miami staple, the Miami Book Fair is definitely it. And like I shared with author Rebecca Paredes that, has a special place in my heart because I started going to the book fair when I was about 4 or 5 years old with my auntie Lori, and she went to Miami-Dade College, and she would take us there every year. We would go get our books and walk through the marketplace, and it was such a fun time. Like, I just remember really like core great memories about going to the Miami Book Fair. So it's just definitely a great time, and I'm so excited that we get to be able to help amplify the work that you guys are doing. Lissette, before I let you go, is there anything that the audience should know about the book fair? Also, to let them know like where they could get tickets or RSVP, or just what they need to know about attending the Miami Book Fair. I would say give them that last bit of information.
Yeah, so our website, which is miamibookfair.com, right now we have tickets available for the weekend street fair as well as for those evening events. As I mentioned, the kids are free. Um, grown-ups are about $12. And we have our friends program. I see you're putting that up on the state on your screen. Our friends program is a membership program that gives people access to front row seating and other kinds of benefits, get-togethers, parties, that kind of thing. It really helps us be able to bring this program. I think you mentioned a little earlier some of the challenges that we're facing in Florida, and one of the big challenges that we're facing this year was a complete cut to the state budget for culture and arts in Florida. So no organizations that present arts and cultural programming anywhere in Florida were funded by the state. So more than ever, we're counting on our members and the folks that might have a little extra, to help us to continue to do this work. But we have tickets for the weekend already available that saves time standing in line to get in. And we will have our schedule up on October 15th that has all the information. But it's really very easy also to just come up to the gate, get right in. If you're a student, actually, if you're a student or an employee of Miami-Dade College, and there's a lot of us out there. I was both a student and now an employee. So, you could, that's a free entry for you. With your student ID or your employee ID, you could just come in and it's free. And we work with a lot of other organizations around town to provide free tickets. The children are always free. Adults are $12, I think, at this point.
That's very reasonable. $12 a day, like for entry fee.
And the older adults, like seniors over 16 and above, it's $5. So it's very, very easy. And once you're inside, everything's available. The music is all there. The area for kids and everything is free, except the food. And and if you want to buy a book, yeah. But even for kids, we give a lot of books away during that weekend. Okay. So
is there a multi-day ticket? Because the book fair is multiple days. So is there a package that people could purchase as well?
Yeah, there is a 2-day ticket that gives a discount if you buy for 2 days to go on Saturday and Sunday. And I'll tell you what, Friday is completely free. Like you could just walk in. There's not there. We don't have the authors in the different rooms. There's one author presenting at night. But if you want to walk around and check out the booksellers, the food and beverage options, the children's alley area, the authors for kids and teens that we have on that day as well as on Saturday and Sunday, all of that is free. You could just walk in like you're walking across the street. And, that's an opportunity. Sometimes folks who, have a little bit of time off on the day on Friday or want to take, if they're in the downtown area and want to take a lunch, walk around here or, families, schools that might want to come on field trip. That day is another great day to visit.
I love it. It's so much to do. The Miami Book Fair is amazing. It's celebrating 41 years, you said? That's a huge milestone and many years, many decades of bringing books and literature to the community. Lissette, I want to thank you for coming on the show today, for breaking that down. Guys, as she said, go to miamibookfair.com for all the information that you need on what's going to be happening November 17th through the 24th. It's there at the Miami-Dade College downtown. What's the name of the campus again?
It's the Wolfson campus. Yeah.
Wolfson campus. Yes.
Right in the middle of downtown. And of course, we have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all the ways that people can get information. So if you follow those on those channels, we're doing giveaways. We're posting authors, and what their books are about. So we're really communicating a lot about everything that's going on through social as well.
No, definitely follow them on social media as well. And that's a cool segue into saying follow us as well on social media. Hilo News. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and all the things. Also, too, for our exclusive followers, we put exclusive content in our email newsletter and on our HiloNewsMiami.com website. So if you want to sign up for our newsletter, if you want to be a loyal follower, head to HiloNewsMiami.com right now. Sign up for our email newsletter. And we're going to be sharing all things Miami Book Fair from now until the festival is here. So, guys, keep it locked into Hilo News. Keep it locked too. We may be having some giveaways to some events and doing a meetup there. So, this is all you want to know about Miami Book Fair. Hilo News is going to have a lot of information there for you, for our followers who are into reading and literature and just doing something good and fun in the area. Lissette, I want to thank you again for joining us today. This has been an amazing episode. I always love, sharing what's going on with the Miami Book Fair. Like I said, it holds a special place in my heart. And kudos to you guys for the amazing work that you're doing with the book fair.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's great to see you again. And thank you for allowing us the opportunity to reach your audience.
Of course. Thank you guys. And until next time, we'll see you again on the Can We Talk podcast. This has been another great episode. And we'll see you again. Bye.
Bye.